I wanna be happy like you. I wanna be happy like you. You make it look easy, right? Can you please spare some light?
Alright, friends, welcome in to, what, the fifth?
Yeah.
Fifth-ish?
Well, yeah.
We can go through that again. But, yeah, welcome back. Fifth episode of the How to Unhex Your Ex podcast. We're doing it.
Yay.
Amongst the holidays, amongst sickness. You've been a bit under the weather.
Yeah. Forgive the Kermit the Frog impersonation for this entire episode and the snotting.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's fine. You're surviving. So that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's arguably the most important part.
How's your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was great. We did a little brunch thing with you guys, which was nice.
And Grandma and KK.
Yeah, Grandma and KK came. It was great. And then Amber was exhausted and not feeling super great. So we just kind of stayed home.
I so love that.
Yeah, it was rad. And we did a lot of nothing. I ate approximately 0 amounts of turkey. And I'm not super bummed about it.
Our breakfast spread, though, was...
Oh, it was legit.
Oh, my God.
It was really good.
It was so good.
I really enjoyed it. Actually, I would not hate doing that in lieu of turkey every year.
There's just so many things that like we collectively get invited to and individual families get invited to that having our own, it just is kind of unnecessary.
Yeah,
it really is because we're expected of other places. And so it just turns into like too much turkey. You made turkey soup for like 3 weeks last year.
I did. We ate, as a matter of fact, I still have frozen turkey soup in our freezer currently and frozen turkey meat to make more soup. So
wow.
I did smoke, I think 3 turkeys last year.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So it was a lot.
Yeah.
For 3 different occasions, but still 3 turkeys.
You smoked at least that many pigs this Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Smoked a lot of bacon.
It was so much bacon.
Yeah, we had a lot left over. Like a lot. Our kids were like, we'll eat all the bacon. They definitely did not eat all the bacon. That's okay. So yeah, getting into this week's stuff, the current event that I want to bring up, it's not necessarily a current event. It's more of like a current state of affairs. And that's just with the holidays, money is crazy right now. Even Black Friday was like, are you sure you marked this down, dude? Like,
have you seen any of the videos of people posting like where they're like regular shoppers? I saw one specifically for Michael's where this woman goes and buys these miniature houses all the time. She knows how much they cost. She like brings change. And she went to go on Black Friday. They were listed as half off. She shows up, she goes to the counter and they had been marked up, like all the stickers removed, and they had doubled the price and marked it down to regular price as like a Black Friday sale. And that's like a pervasive thing across all these companies.
That's not shocking to me at all. That's
but what
not shocking.
A bummer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's one day of the year.
It's just
literally
give me the cheap shit, dude.
For one day.
Like,
if you're willing to go out, especially on Airport Road or freaking the outlets locally, if you're willing to endure that, give them a deal.
Well, yeah, it's like back in the day when people would camp out.
Yeah.
Like you would see like legit tents.
Yep.
And like, cause Evan and I, that was like our big thing. My friend Evan and I would we would rock Black Friday, dude. We had a blast with it. And yeah, people would like camp out. And I mean,
it was legit.
Lines would wrap around stores. And then they start Black Friday deals, like quote unquote deals. I'm doing like the Friends, like quote,
air quotes.
And I don't even watch that show, but that is funny. But they start Black Friday deals like at the end of October.
May 4th.
Yeah, they're like Black Friday. And then and I don't even know how many Cyber Mondays Amazon has now. Like it's like every day Cyber Monday. But it's just, I don't know. There are no deals anymore. Everything's insanely expensive. Just insane.
And I just think that the process now is to just be like, real sneaky about it. Like
Yeah.
a month ahead of time, they're just going to mark it up to a real, like way higher than it's been, and then proclaim a deal.
Yeah. It's so
really lame.
But in the nature of bringing that up, and I know we talked about all that on the last episode, so I'm not going to go down that road as far as the holidays and things like that, but there's just so much pressure around the holidays to spend money, to buy gifts, to do more and more and more and more. And it plays really roughly on the old mental health, because especially in this climate currently, it's not just your PlayStations and your Xboxes that are expensive, I mean, it's like, do I want to buy this $400 PlayStation or buy the $400 can of Campbell's 3D printed soup, So it's just a matter. So it's like, my kid really wants the $400 PlayStation, but he doesn't know that he needs the 3D printed soup. And so it's like really hard to wrap.
I can't recover from that.
It's facts, man. The CEO.
Who would have thought, though?
The CEO just put it out there. Like, we're 3D printing chicken.
I shouldn't laugh because this shit is horrific, and it's really, really sad that that's the state of our nutritional experience in America.
I love that they had to come out and be like, we're not really 3D printing chicken. Like, well, dude, we got that. Like, ain't nobody, like, I bought my 3D chicken printing thing. But anyway, so the pressure is on. And I think that,
I think the holidays specifically, and just like are a big highlight for people who struggle mentally with anything, Yeah. It really is just like a really hard time. There's a lot of built-in expectation and like, I don't know, it's like super amounts of pressure, performative stuff.
One might say that it's shame-inducing.
Oh, one might.
Which is what kind of leads us down the path of what we're going to be talking about today. But before we go there, just know that you don't, like, kids just want your time, dude. They really, I know they say they want the Xbox.
What'd you get on your 8th Christmas? Do you remember?
I don't know.
But you spent it with your mom and your dad.
Probably a bike. I probably got a bike. Actually, that may have been the year I got a CD player for the first time.
Oh, man.
And I got Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Review, which is a banger. And I got War's Greatest Hits.
Wow.
Dude, straight lowrider. Yeah. But...
Did you listen to them while riding your bicycle?
No, yeah, I probably did somehow. It was a boombox situation.
Oh wow! So it was like a proper CD player.
It was legit. It was one of those you put on the shelf. Which for me, playing music and learning how to play guitar, I could tape my own shit off B93.7 or whatever. 93.3.
Did you have to do like the record play?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You did.
Wow.
You
The kids will never know.
No, they won't. You had to wait, and then sometimes you wouldn't catch it right, so you'd miss the intro. You just have to do that from memory. Like,
oh man.
But yeah, it was all fun and games until I started taping over
important shit.
Yeah, important stuff that my family had, like. Because I figured out you could tape the tabs on like cassettes and
tape the tabs.
Yeah, so there's recording tabs on the back of a cassette tape, and when you buy cassette tapes like Kiss's Greatest Hits, they take those tabs out so you can't record over the tape. But if you took like any like not masking tape, but Scotch tape and taped over where the tabs were, you could tape over that.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, dude. So it's a really expensive blank tape. But I didn't buy Kiss's Greatest Hits. My aunt did. So
no money spent.
There you go.
Dead.
So just yeah, dude. When you're young, you just figure it out, especially in the 1920s when you're just
go grab me the masking tape.
Hey, Mom, you seen the Scotch tape? Like, what are you doing with it? Like, don't you worry about it.
I'm making a banger.
I need your Scotch tape and your Gloria Estefan cassettes. Either way. So yeah, don't, just know that kids just want your time.
Yeah.
They don't care about any of, I mean, they care, but
that ain't about that.
It's very short-lived.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to look back, man. They're not going to look back and be like, oh, I didn't get the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's shame when it comes to that is a problem.
It's hard.
And the taxation on your mental health is brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really think that's this time of year specifically, like we were just talking about, kind of really makes me think about those of us that have spent a great deal of time in our own minds and how their shame is pervasive and it will act like a little virus in your whole perception of yourself and whatever's going on in your life. And I don't know, man, I think it's important to kind of talk about our own personal experience with shame, and like how that's shown up and maybe what we're doing differently now that we know differently.
Well, you can get us started.
I would love to. Okay.
Tell us everything. Tell us about shame.
So for me, I think shame has unfortunately been a big player in my parenting game, at least, and in my life. It is a very effective motivator for me. And I've had to do a lot of work to understand like why that happened, and now ways to use other tools and a different viewpoint of myself. And it's humanized me in my own eyes. It's made my life make more sense, and it's made me feel less like, I don't know, just some kind of walking trauma.
Yeah.
That I have to be ashamed of, basically. I'm still walking trauma. I feel more adjusted to understand how I got to where I am. And
well, one thing that you realize though, I feel like as you get older, speaking to the walking trauma thing, is you start to realize that most of us are just walking trauma boxes. And so... And
we're all at very, very various stages of processing that information.
Absolutely. And so that may play a bit of a role in helping that shame portion. It does not take it away. Yeah. Especially when you're sitting with it alone, and you're thinking through it. It doesn't make it go away. Yeah. But we're all we're all a product of the trauma that we've experienced to some extent.
For sure. Yes, agreed. I think so. Even like people who don't identify as like, I've lived a life that has trauma in it. Even if you don't identify that, the world in its nature is kind of traumatic, especially when your system depends on certain things. I need access to these things to live, but I also kind of need other access to make my life comfortable and enjoyable and functional and stuff. Yeah. And so like, Yeah.
So what do you want to dive into your
for sure
shame? I mean, I know it's heavy, dude. So this may be another bit of another heavier episode, but I do think this is important. Before you start, not just when it comes to parenting, because that's kind of what we're going to touch on today is shame with regards to parenting. But we were talking before we started recording and how shame shows up in other ways. And like with the divorce and with parting ways and navigating post-divorce reality. Because a shame really can do some evil things to your mindset.
For sure.
When you're trying to do that, especially when you're trying to put things behind you.
Yeah. And shame kind of creates a loop. It's like shame is the story that you're telling yourself about whatever's going on and what it means about you as a person and your situation in your life. And when you're living out that story that like you are something to be ashamed of, whatever you're doing is something to be ashamed of, it kind of debilitates every other function. It's just what becomes the story is that, oh man, I dropped this ball or I fucked up this thing. Dang it.
It's okay. We'll edit it out. We got through the whole last episode without one, though. So it's pretty cool.
Impressed.
Yeah. So
I dropped this ball, whatever happened.
With the F word?
Yep. And it just kind of like, I don't know, it just becomes the tone of everything. For me, I will speak for myself. When the shame story started, like, okay, you're a mom and you have a child. That's the story. When I added shame, it now becomes you're a mom and you're so unprepared for this and you're really, really bad at it. And the ways that you're bad at it are going to impact your child forever. And he's going to be, I don't know, man, broken because you were his mom. And that was the story that I was telling myself over and over and over again. It was relentless. And I think it took me until about 3 years ago to go find myself in therapy and go to this place to be like, why?
Yeah. What?
Please help.
Yeah. Help me find the source of the shame.
Yeah.
Of this feeling.
And I mean, it has been a very lengthy process because like your habits don't really change, especially not immediately. So like your brain still thinks the thinks in the exact same way it always has. You just now have kind of an awareness about the thinks that you're thinking. You're like, wow, shit, okay. I am telling myself that because this thing happened, now it means this. So like, because you struggle with mental unwellness, because you have postpartum anxiety, because you have whatever, you're now a bad person or a bad mother or incapable.
It's also super isolating.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because it's like you're the only person that has this feeling. Everybody else is thriving as a mother.
Yep.
You're the one that's struggling.
Yep.
Like, why can't you get this right?
Yeah.
It's just...
And there's also so much misinformation and like stigma around like any kind of postpartum struggle. Those are things that are supposed to be natural, come easy, be very simple and easy and just run like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And so any hitch in that feels like your responsibility, like that's because of you as a person.
Yeah.
And like,
what do you mean you can't change diapers one-handed while heating up a bottle and folding clothes while the dishwasher runs? Like,
yeah.
I can't believe you can't get all this together.
Yes. And that's what it felt like. Completely unreasonable because like, I don't know, there were people around me that were pushing this kind of messaging that I wasn't great at what I was doing or like that I should be doing it entirely differently. I don't think you were one of those people at all, but like that messaging did make its way to me and I put it somewhere where it meant a lot. It like went up on a shelf. I was like, wow, this person perceives me as a bad mom or... Well,
and speaking to that, I would hope that I wasn't one of those sending that message. I can't. I can tell you that if I did ever send the message, it was not intentional. But that message carries so much weight depending on the person it's coming from.
Oh God,
you know? I mean, if some lady in Walmart tells you like, "Oh, why ain't that kid got blah blah blah?" Yeah, it's like, oh. I should have put a jacket on. I should have put a jacket on her. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yep.
But if your mom tells you, and lays out this laundry list of things that you're doing, not wrong, but just not like she would do it, it hits different.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
So I think that thinking back to our experience and thinking back to some of those people, some of those voices that you were probably hearing, not naming names, it probably did hit hard.
Oh my God.
Like a Mack truck. I mean,
yes, because I have the internal coral on full blast all the time of numerous examples of how I am an inept human being.
Yeah.
Just a failure.
Yeah.
So like adding an outside perspective, really somebody who's supposed to see me at my lowest point and help me up and be like, oh my God, no, you're a fucking stellar mother. Man, I'm dropping them like nothing today.
Okay.
But like that's what I think my nervous system would have benefited from, is somebody seeing me in my heap and going, oh no, baby girl, like this, you're fine. Mm-hmm. You're not a failure. This is motherhood. This is absolutely,
it's messy.
Just motherhood.
Yeah.
Like, and you're doing a great job navigating it.
Yeah.
The way that I am fighting my own tears right now, just hearing myself say that out loud in lieu of somebody who was there to say those things to me. Like, we need that as mothers. We need people that see us in our heap and go, baby, you are killing it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're drowning in laundry. I know the dishes haven't been done in 10 weeks. I know. But also, your babies are a reflection of your love. They are healthy and taken care of and looked after, and they're so lucky to have you.
Yeah.
And like, what a profound difference it would have made for me to have people in my life. I guess I did have people in my life that said those things to me, but it didn't sink where I needed it to. It wasn't somebody.
But those voices are always quieter.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like the difference between turning the faucet on in the sink and turning the faucet on in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Is the sink faucet is the one that's telling you you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job because it's not hitting you with that same impact as that one person telling you should have put a jacket on your daughter. You know,
yeah.
It's that bath faucet just hits, dude.
Yep.
And it
sure
shuts
does.
and there's the recovery time is brutal.
Yeah. No, I mean, the undoing of that messaging took so much longer than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, it takes a lot longer to fill the sink back up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy.
It also takes 1,000, you did a great job, to undo one, you could have done this better. Why didn't you do it my way?
Yeah.
That is the real unfortunate logic of the profound impact of words and when you say them and how you say them. Is like, you have the opportunity right now to pull somebody up and lift them up, or you have the opportunity to help them, encourage them to stay down right where they're at. And I think with shame, and specifically with my own shame, I had to take the step towards myself to sit with myself and say, you know what? You're still a very decent and worthy person in spite of all of the horrible things that your brain has tried to tell you.
Yeah.
And it would have been easier to have people that love me holding my hand on that journey. There were, again, it's so hard to say that because like there were tons of people in my life that have escorted me through this process, but not having your core support show up for you in that way, man, it really, really, it's like taking a knife to your sails.
Well,
the wind still blows. Like there's still.
Yeah, that's a good metaphor. It's well, I mean, because you feel like those people are the ones that should be proud of you no matter what.
It's not that we feel that way.
Sorry.
It should be. Well, we do. We do feel that way.
Yeah.
But it absolutely fucking should be that way.
It's okay. But yeah, so when you, I mean,
you still have the expectation.
You get that C on your report card and you expect people to still tell you they're proud of you.
Yeah.
And so even when you thought you were going to ace it, you got the C, and that core group is still supposed to say, you did a great job.
Yep.
Like you tried your best, you know, and
then help you figure out the path forward.
Exactly.
Like, how can I help support you getting to where you want. Because obviously a C isn't what you wanted. It's what you got, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, you want this A. So like, what can I do to help you get this A? How can I show up?
Without telling you
that you failed.
what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Yes. That right there is some important, that's some important stuff right there. Is constructive criticism is super valuable.
Yeah.
But just criticism without the constructive part really, really tears people down.
And timing is so important. I feel like that's an art form all its own, is to be able to look around and gauge, is it the time for me to give constructive criticism?
Yeah.
Is it the time? Is my child being completely broken down about the job they're doing as a parent? The time for me to be like, yeah, maybe you could do some other things.
Yeah.
No, it's not the time.
Yeah.
It's not the time.
I see you struggling. Let me help you struggle more.
Yes. Please read the room.
Let me tell you how you're struggling incorrectly.
Yes.
Yeah. Like social awareness goes a long way.
Yeah.
Situational awareness, if you will. But yeah, it's so hard. And you brought up something when you were talking about mothers, but the same thing hits for dads as well.
Yeah.
The same thing hits for dads. And it's interesting that we were doing life together at this point, or at the point where you were being
struggling.
a parent, and struggling. And we both had our own different forms of shame.
Yeah.
You were struggling with that, and we didn't talk about it a lot. And then I was struggling because I was trying to be a provider and trying to be successful in a career that I was just getting off the ground, and all of these things. And so we both had these struggles, but we never sat down and talked about it that I can remember.
No, I never, and I think I've said this before, admitting how much I was struggling was like, I was guilty at that point.
I was about to say, it's like taking the plea deal.
Yes. It's like, well, now I'm absolutely guilty of being a bad mom. If I'm out here talking about how I'm feeling, then that confirms it in some way. So like the way I internalized everything and protected it like a tiny little baby of its own, like, oh God, I got to look out after this, because if it spills out, then I'm ruined.
Yeah.
I'm had. Yeah.
They're going to know.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Yes, that was me.
If I tell people I'm bad momming, then when they see me, they're gonna be like, "Look at her, just bad momming."
Literally,
it just puts the magnifying glass.
And that's the shame loop. Like that's the loop that like is so hard to get off of. It's like it supports itself and feeds itself, so it doesn't require anything else. It's just.
Sorry to interrupt you,
please.
but how did you break that loop?
I went to therapy.
Okay. That was the catalyst. Well, what got you to the point where you were like, I got to break this loop. Like I can't keep living. And again, I'm sure it's super hard when you look at this. I mean, because we had painted quite the picture of shame, right? I mean, failed marriage, all of these things.
Yeah.
Parenting, trying to figure out co-parenting, and we were not thriving. And of course there's other personal things littered in there. So it's probably hard to narrow things down to parenting shame. And I'm not saying that parenting shame even played a major role in what you decide in you deciding to get help, but like what was the thing? Like, was there just a light bulb that went off and you were like, I can't do this anymore? Or there's got to be a better way. I mean, like what?
I think for me, so like when I decided to come out, it was kind of like a religious experience for me to be like, okay, I have believed my whole life if I own this part of me, that it will make me unlovable. But now that I've become a mother myself, I don't think that that's a possibility anymore. I could never unlove Cohen for anything, especially not because of who he loves. So like I had gone into this delusion that my parents would hate me if I ever came out. And then I got it out of that delusion and into this headspace of like, it's going to be painful and it's going to be hard and it's going to be uncomfortable, but it will ultimately lead me to the most authentic version of myself and freedom. So like, not freedom in the sense of like, I don't have to pretend to hide or keep parts of myself away anymore.
Well, it's a dual shame thing, because if you come out,
yes,
then you're going to be shamed by the people that should support you. Or I'm sure the thought process. But if you don't come out, then you're going to hate yourself.
Correct.
And so it's like, which one is easier to stomach?
Hallelujah.
And
that is the whole thing. That is literally what my brain was.
It's interesting because David Cross put out a David Cross is hilarious. And I know that you're like, this is not the time to talk about stand-up comedy, but it is relevant. David Cross brought up a thing, and this was years ago. It was like back in the early 2000s. He was talking, and he said, people are arguing that being gay is a choice. Why would you choose?
Oh, bro.
Why would you, like, you think this little dude is like sitting in his room and like, man, I am just not picked on enough.
Yep.
I think I am just not, I'm not dealing with enough. And so I can't imagine fighting that within yourself.
I was a grown person.
Well, I know, but it's not like something that I think that the reason I bring that up is it's not something that just hit you when you were 28 years old.
No.
You're like, oh my God, I'm gay.
Nope.
It's like something that you live with your entire life.
Yes.
And you're dealing with this. And so you've dealt with this. You've dealt with being this. You're just putting on the show every day.
Yes. And it feels like, for me, it felt very much so like I had been pretending my life. And so all the people in it that felt like they knew me now suddenly were like, wait, what do you mean?
Like, who's this person?
Correct. And so there was a whole period of time where it felt like I had no identity. Like I just did not, I'm going to cry again. I did not know, because I had tried for so long not to be this person, that I did not know how to be that person. And so it was like a really messy discovery process for me to be like, who are you? And what do you want? And like, what? Why now? It was such a brutalizing experience, honestly.
So now think about that, right? So I'm just putting things into perspective. So you're dealing with that.
Yeah.
On top of dealing with, we tried for so long to become parents.
Yeah.
And then you become a parent.
Yes.
And all you're sitting with thinking about is, I'm a horrible parent. Yeah. And so it's just compounding. So are you saying that is what led you?
That was like the moment for me that I was like, this is going to suck. This is going to suck. Like when I came out and my parents, very, very vocally told me that wasn't something that they agreed with or, condoned. And like, for me in that moment, I think it was just like a divine acceptance that like, this is going to be so hard and this is going to be so messy. And that's just what it is. And so at that point, I just went into survival mode. Just survive each day. You woke up, get to the end. And that's the cycle that I was in for, 3 years before I was like, Chris's dad died. When my father-in-law passed away, that was, I don't know, man. It was just like a huge catalyst in my world where I was like watching my wife mourn in a way that I've never seen before. And like realizing the complexities that I have of the relationship that I have with my own family and my own story. And I don't know, man, I wanted peace for her. And I felt like the best pathway to that was to find peace for myself.
Yeah.
And so that's why I ultimately was like, I think it's time to sit down and pilfer through my life a little.
Yeah.
And that was 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that point, like, therapy is such an adventure, man. I went with like full expectation that one day somebody would hand me a certificate and like a little badge that's like healed. Yep. Yeah. You did it.
Class of 2026.
Yes, literally. And man, I have the most amazing therapist ever. And I hope she never retires and never moves. But like I learned and I continue to learn that therapy is just a commitment to meeting yourself. And that is an evolving thing all the time. You have parts of your whole system that still exists. So like there's a little 4-year-old Tia inside of me who lived her 4-year-old life and had her 4-year-old experiences. And some of those were so profound that it caused that part of me to become a part of me inside my brain.
Yeah.
And that's all of us.
Yeah.
Everybody has an internal functioning system of little people and old people. And I've gotten to, in the last 3.5 years, meet all of those people or some of those people. And I get to have conversations with them. And it's like the most bizarre healing thing to be able to engage with past versions of myself.
Yeah. Well, and
freaking wild.
Well,
it's hard to have shame when you're able to sit with like the version of you that was surviving that moment and hear why they felt like they were surviving.
Do you think it comes down to those tiny people that live inside of you finally getting their vindication and
their
acknowledgement?
Voice.
Yeah.
Their opportunity to say, I am miserable or I am anxious or I deserved something that I didn't get or I had an expectation that wasn't met. Yes.
So 4-year-old Tia can finally go to sleep and rest.
Yes. 4-year-old Tia will get into the driver's seat when a situation that resembles what she went through happens to me now.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, let's say my parents argued a lot when I was a kid and they screamed at each other. And so now if grown-up Tia hears loud screaming, she might
recluse and
respond the way that 4-year-old Tia would have.
Yeah.
And realizing and understanding and being able to see those patterns happen and realize that that's what's going on gives you an advantage. It's not that you want to shame yourself for that happening because like that's just the way your freaking body works. That's being a human, being able to understand it and say, okay, cool. There's this version of me that's shown up. I need to give them some attention. I'm going to sit and have a conversation, which is so bizarre.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Most bizarre experience, but my God, it is also so profound to like engage with a past version of you. Ask it questions. How does it feel? What do you remember? Do you enjoy where you are? Do you want to leave where you are and come here with me? Do you know that I'm a grown-up person? And like, it's bizarre how effective it is.
Yeah. I mean, becoming a safe space for yourself.
Yes. Yes. Like I did not realize how untrustworthy I was to myself until going through this process of therapy.
Yeah.
Now I realize why I had so much anxiety and why all of these feelings felt so enormous was because like I just shoved them away. There was no attempt at understanding. There was no attempt at like, let me try to figure this out. It was just always like, this is unreasonable. You're not 4. You're not 4. You're a 37-year-old woman and you need to figure your shit out and get off, get up and move.
The people are yelling.
Yes.
You're an adult.
Yes.
They're not yelling at you.
Yes.
You can leave the situation if you need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's just like, I don't know, man. It's like giving yourself new eyes when you get to not run off the parts of you that very much still exist and just want an opportunity to tell you about how they're feeling.
Yeah. You just sit in that uncomfortable room and
it's literally like, I try to describe it to Kim all the time. I'm like, it's like a little library and there's just a table, and then there's parts.
You know what I picture it as? I don't know why, because this is your story, not mine. I just picture it like the Beetlejuice waiting room.
That is it.
In the
that is
afterworld.
absolutely what's going on.
You're just like, oh God.
Yes.
Like, ugh.
Yes, and like
Number 7,000,003.
yes.
Damn it.
Yeah, it is like that. Precisely.
Such a bummer.
There's actually a really good book. I think it's by Dick Schwartz.
Right.
And it's called
Sorry.
Wow.
My 4-year-old Matt just popped out.
It's called No Bad Parts. And it's
You don't say, Dick Schwartz.
it's really good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Actually, Alanis Morissette wrote the foreword, and
Oh, that's rad.
and she actually wrote it in Asheville. It's
Oh.
so bizarre. She's
crazy.
talking about the Asheville airport and all the things. Like, it's very strange.
weird.
Yep. But this book is like, if you are hoping to understand yourself in this way, it's a really good tool. It's just kind of like a look inward at how some of us have decided that some of the parts of us are unworthy, and we banish them. And when you give them a platform and you sit with them and talk to them, they tend to feel way less activated and kind of dissolve back into your system, rather than feeling like they have to drive the whole thing all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it has been a journey.
It's awesome, though. I mean, because you can look back and see, especially doing this podcast helps.
Oh, yeah.
You can look back to 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when you were in the thick of it. I mean, and I'm not saying that was the worst you've ever experienced. I'm just saying, I mean, not discounting your entire life. I'm just saying that when you look back, when you were in the thick of things that were really boiling up and leading to where we ultimately are now.
Yep.
You can look back and you can be like, look how far. I mean, you really can't say like, look how far I've come. I'm a different person now.
And I'm also capable of extending the same grace that I am extending to myself to other people as a result. Like, because I'm willing to come to myself with so much compassion and understanding and openness. Like, please tell me about your experience. Like, I feel, where did my train of thought just go? Oh, I love this game.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about extending grace. And
yes. So like, I see other people in the world now, and I'm like, oh, well, that's just a tiny baby child right there in a grown-up man's body.
They're just figuring it out.
They are struggling right now.
Yeah.
And like, it affords me what I feel like is an advantage to not walk around the world feeling like it's an attack on me, when I realize, no, that person's system is doing stuff right now.
Yeah.
And like, that's okay. That's okay. It's not an enjoyable experience all the time by any means, but like, it is okay.
Well,
and it is a part of it.
And speaking of that, I'm speaking from someone who hasn't done therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about shame. Well, for me, I deal with that shame about the notion of going to therapy. For some reason, I have this issue. It's like taking the plea deal, like we were talking about.
Yes, it's like an admittance.
It's like, oh, man.
Yep.
Ooh, and there's a part of me too that looks at that and I'm like, man, the stuff in those closets are probably in there for a reason. And I don't want to know what's in the closet. I would rather just hang out in the bedroom and worry about what's in the closet than open the closet. And so that's something that I struggle with a lot. And something that
I don't think you're alone there.
No. And that's why I'm saying that. And it's not that I have something against therapy or something against confronting those things. It's just for me and myself, it's something that I have had trouble with. Yeah. And so admitting that and getting to that point in itself feels like a win.
I could not agree more.
And that's something that Amber and I have talked about a lot. She and I both have talked about our issues with that and our issues with confronting those demons and sorting through the messy stuff. Because I mean, it takes a lot of gloves. You know, you just got to keep changing them and just keep going. And I feel like therapy is also a commitment, like you said. Imagine if you had done this for a year and a half
and then just quit.
Well, now you're sitting in a puddle of like, holy shit, I didn't know all this was in there. And then you stop.
There's actually such a gorgeous visualization that a therapist did where she puts golf balls or ping pong balls inside of a glass vase. And then she's like, this is your life. And all these ping pong balls are the shit that happens to you while you're alive. And when you decide to go to therapy, you get this new fresh water pitcher and you get to pour it in. And you think that that would neutralize the golf balls, that they would just go away or whatever. But they just kind of bob on top and the water spills out. And it takes lots and lots and lots of water to clear those golf balls. Yes. And it is such an accurate representation of what it feels like to go to therapy. Or it's the same thing with like dirty water. If you put dirty water in a vase and you add clean water, it doesn't remove the dirt. It takes years and lots of vases to filter all that stuff out.
That makes so much sense. And my evolution post divorce for us, it's still been pretty profound. I'm a completely different person now than I was when we were going through it. I didn't do therapy, but I feel like my evolution has been a much more, it's been a lot slower than what yours has. I mean, I feel like for me, as far as shame goes, I fought so much of you got to be a manly man. You got to take this on the chin. There's so much of that. And there's, even when it comes to the stigma of what we're doing right now. Like you and I being close, I can't tell you how many people I talk to and I say, I tell them that you and Chris are hanging with Hattie, or you and Chris have the boys and Hattie, or that we're doing dinner with you and Chris, or that we do this podcast. And people are like, what? Seriously? And like, why would you do that? So it's crazy that there's so many opinions out there. There's so many opinions, and how people let those opinions shape the path that they take. And it was something that initially that I admittedly struggled with it. I did. Because I got on Reddit forums since we were doing this podcast. I got on, and you read through some of the divorce forums and through some of the parenting forums and all these things. And I saw one, and I can't remember. I flagged it because I was going to go back and comment on it. But one of them, the headline of it, the subreddit was called "My Ex-Wife Cheated and Now Wants to Be Friends." Please tell me. And I didn't post this. And someone, please tell me how crazy this is. And I was like, well, that's
my God.
A bit introspective.
Man.
But I can't, it's such a pointed thing. It's like, you wronged me. We can never be friends again.
And I mean, there are situations. We were fortunate that there wasn't abuse. There wasn't.
No, absolutely.
There are certain things that will prevent what we have created within our families from happening.
Absolutely.
We are fortunate. And I feel like there's a huge pool of people who have just kind of fallen into line with either whatever they saw their own parents do or what they've seen other separated families do. And that's that there's a lot of bitterness, there's a lot of activation, there's a lot of like just meanness and using whatever tools necessary, not excluding your own children, to do harm to the other person, because damn it, you ain't going to hurt me and get away with it.
Yeah, well, and bringing up doing the same as your parents is super valid. Because that, like we mentioned a couple of episodes ago, that was something I really struggled with.
Yep.
Is, look, my parents were together.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Yep.
You're wanting a divorce? What is that? That's absolutely not going to happen. We'll live in this house and be miserable
forever.
I'll hate you and you hate me, and we will go to Walmart and Ryan's. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Not the Ryan's.
Well, not anymore. But it's it's because that's just what you have to do.
Yes.
That's the way you do it.
That's what your expectations are. Like the way that everybody in my friend circle, when I would talk about my giant pipe dream of the one day when we all got to co-parent together and we were friends and and the amount of times that they were like, bro, no.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. Like, cool. You want to do this thing for your kid. Great. But like, maybe sell your dreams of like being friends with your ex and his family. And I couldn't. I literally could not. And at this point, obviously, I'm very grateful.
Well, I'm grateful as well. I'm glad that you didn't sell because it definitely has worked out.
But I think it's natural for our friend groups and the people in our lives to have lived experiences that are a reflection of what they expect when people separate, and then just like what the world paints it as. Divorce is gnarly, and it is. Like, that is an accurate depiction.
You'll get there.
It's an accurate depiction of what divorce is, for sure. It is gnarly, and after the gnarliness, after the necessary feeling of and processing of the shit that happened, there is another time, especially if you have kids, that can include peace at minimum.
Yeah. It's like
maybe friendship.
Divorce is like a hurricane. And when
are you writing a Luke Combs song?
I am, yeah. Tornado, just pick your favorite weather thing. But no, divorce is kind of like a hurricane, and it comes through and it destroys everything.
Yep.
And then the rain stops, and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Everything's destroyed, but
it ain't raining.
It's dry and destroyed." Yes. And then cleanup takes a long time.
Yep.
And there's still, even with us sitting here doing this, there's still those moments where something happens, and we're like, "Oh,
yep,
yeah, I'll show you." But then you have that initial jolt, and then you're like, hold on, I don't think that that's how this person meant that. I think that it probably came out wrong. I think that there's a lot, they've got a lot going on. There's a lot on their front porch.
This is second thought theory, and I am so obsessed with this right now. And that's that, like, your first thought happens, that's nature. Then you get the opportunity to have a second thought. So like, people really get shame, they feel a lot of shame about their first thoughts. Like, oh shit, I thought that about that person. That makes me a bad person. You now get a second thought that's like, oh, well, somebody or something taught me to perceive this in this way. And now with more information or with more experience, I have a different understanding of it now. That's your second thought.
Yeah.
So like, your first thought in an argument is to be like, no, this is my argument to win. I'm putting my foot down.
Yeah.
That's okay. As long as your second thought is, nah, maybe it's not.
It's that concession, though. It's so hard. And that is why that's why me as a person, I need time. Mm-hmm. I need time. Yeah. I can't argue with you in the moment because I know that in the moment, I'm just going to say really snarky, shitty things because that's what first thought Matt does.
Yep.
I'm putting this together.
Yep.
But second thought Matt is reasonable.
Yep.
And kind-ish.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm always kind, but most of the time, second thought Matt is reasonable at least.
Yep.
And so I don't want to have this fight right now.
Yep.
I want to go back to my corner. You go to your corner. And I'll think on it, and then we'll talk it out.
Yep. And that, thankfully, is how I also process. My wife, on the other hand, is very much so no, let's figure this shit out right now. Don't go to bed upset. Like, we don't do these things. We have to do, it's like, it looks like a certain way. And so I think for her nervous system, when I am like, no, I need some time, she's like, oh God, no, she's going to, something terrible is going to happen in this time that she's taking. So I think I have had to also learn to be like, I'm going to take some time, and I love you. And this doesn't mean anything terrible. I just need time for myself for a minute.
Yeah.
And like that little bonus piece that I add to the end is like a huge Band-Aid for her nervous system.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to when we end up having to discuss things about Cohen and parenting and stuff, my nervous system, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it's related to him or what it is, but my nervous system then turns very similar to Chris's. And it's like, I want resolution to this now. I don't want to have to wait. And so that's an interesting thing for me to try to figure out too, is like, Cohen makes me feel like everything is urgent.
Yeah.
It makes me feel, and Kim has taught me that if something is urgent, it isn't important. And if something is important, it isn't urgent. And I'm like,
that's heavy.
It's a heavy one. Well, but like literally, some things take time. And if it's really important, it's worth it to take your time. Don't rush it.
Well, because when you're rushing it, you get the how dare yous,
You get the how dare yous.
How dare you tell me that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how dare you accuse me of this?
Absolutely.
And it's like, whoa, I'm not accusing you of anything.
Yeah.
I'm just simply bringing up the idea that this may be happening.
Yep.
And this is not a referendum on you.
Yep.
This is not a referendum on your abilities.
Okay, so I think I just had a small realization. And that's that because of the past and the ways that you were heavily critical of me in the beginning, my nervous system still has a little bit of expectation that that's what you're going to do. And so I think, or that you'll be heavily critical or, whatever towards me. There's still a little bit of that lives in my nervous system. And so I think that also plays into the ways that I want the resolution to happen as quickly as possible, because there's still a part of me somewhere that fears that something will happen and this whole thing will fall apart.
Yeah.
No matter, I mean, it's a small part but it is a part. It is the part that still lives in my brain that's like, no, get the resolution as quickly as possible, because what if you don't?
Gotta fix it.
Yes. And that urgency is hell. It's hell.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. But I do think over time that we really have learned enough about each other and the functioning ways that like we can add a buffer sentence and make this way easier.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to feel attacked. They're all going to feel supported.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
It is important. And it all comes back to having the will and the intent to want to make things better.
Yes.
And
yep.
With us hitting sand here, I want to, with the shame, with all of this stuff, you have to have the will to do things better.
And differently.
And different. You have to have that capability to say, I need a change. I need help. I need to back up here and look at what's going on. I'm not a bad mom.
Yep.
I'm not doing everything wrong. And sometimes that voice isn't there.
Yep.
And that's when you get help.
Yep.
That's when you ask somebody to help you.
For sure.
So.
Okay, so are we hitting sand? Because I have a business highlight really quickly.
All right, go for it.
I don't know if you have one this week, but I do.
I can come up with something.
Oh, well, okay. So this one's not going to surprise people that know us at all, but my small business highlight this week is Virago Boudoir, which seems, a little maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? A little hot for a parenting podcast, but I
think it's perfect.
It's literally perfect
for a parenting podcast.
Virago, as a brand, changed my life personally for sure, but the experience of Boudoir had such an impact on me as an individual person, like especially after becoming a mother and kind of not knowing I felt like a stranger in my body. I felt like a stranger in my mind. And so I really needed a different perspective to see myself through. And that was afforded to me by Sarah and her magical camera. And so, yes, I am highlighting this business because they're magical. I do work there all the time. And I have been there for 8 years now. And I just watch countless people come through that place and have an experience that changes them in a way that they feel like they needed. And I just think women and mothers, especially, actually parents.
Actually, it's very awesome that you are doing Virago with this episode.
Yeah.
Because way to grab shame by the horns and
literally
just be like, not today, dude.
Literally. And there's so many people that think like confidence is something that comes before this experience. Like you have to show up with lots of confidence. And that's like 0% of the times that it actually happens that way. Just show up nervous, scared, shaken, and let Sarah and I hang out with you.
Yeah, that's your job.
Yeah.
To fix that.
Yes. And we do a really good job at it.
You guys are great.
You guys are great. Great job at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Sarah's still running the Christmas sale. If not, it's just payment plans and stuff to make it accessible. And it is the most worthy gift that keeps on giving, man.
That's awesome. I am going to second yours this week.
Yes,
that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
I really think Virago is an important thing, especially, like I said, in context of what we're talking about, is way to face that shame and face that another aspect of not feeling like you're enough.
Yep.
And just, I mean, because it's more than just getting sexy pictures taken.
Yep.
It's so much more than that.
For sure.
And you guys should have psych degrees. I mean, really.
At this point, we can write a letter and they'll just give us one.
It's just honorary. But, I mean, because what you guys do for people, until you do it, I don't feel like you can fully understand how important it is.
Yep.
Granted, I've not shown my fat ass on there. I'm saying that.
You don't say that.
But I think it's important. I think it's important. I think that it doesn't matter who you are, what you're trying to do, what you look like. It does not matter. Yep. Like you go there, you get a little bit of pampering, and you guys make everybody feel sexy.
It's so good.
Freaking cool.
It's
I love
so cool.
I'm very proud. And I had this like awesome relationship with Sarah going back years before even you knew Sarah. Yeah. So
you were the connective tissue. You and Jared were the connective tissue.
We made it happen.
Yep.
And I love Jared as well. So
they're amazing.
They're incredible people. So that's awesome. Virago. Check them out.
Virago Boudoir. I'm going to spell it for you because it's a doozy. It's VIRAGOBOUDIOR.com.
God, that sounds like a jingle for sure. All right. Well, we're hitting an hour and 2 minutes.
Wild.
So apparently shame is a big one. And we just talked about like just a portion of shame. Because I brought up a whole other realm of shame to you before we even started talking about this. So we got tons of things to talk about. But either way, all right, guys, we definitely appreciate you guys. We appreciate you tuning in. You guys have really made this special and made it feel made it feel like we're doing it. Make it feel like what we're doing is worthwhile and worth the time. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Check us out on the socials. Check us out on wherever you get podcasts. Share it with a friend. Or tell two if you get wild.
Yes.
We're
Ask
just trying
Santa for some How to Unhex Your Ex merch for Christmas.
Yeah, and we'll post another link to that. Maybe do another
round of design.
Yeah. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great week.
We'll see you soon.